Hi everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be hopefully a fun one. Basically, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour readathon slash writeathon. It's currently almost like 7:45 at the moment on Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. And basically what the plan is to go to sleep now, wake up at 12, which is what I did for the readathon last time I did one of these 24-hour challenges. So if you haven't watched that, it's in my second half of my reading rush vlog, so I'll link it down below. I'm going to do the same schedule this time. I'm going to wake up at 12 and go until 12, but instead of just reading this time, I'm also going to be writing. If you don't know, I'm also a writer as well as a reader. I've been dabbling in things over the past couple of years, just starting projects, not really finishing them, publishing a couple of fan fictions and stuff. But I really want to get back into like the proper swing of writing. I love it so much and I just want to enjoy it again, and I feel like this challenge is going to be a good time to do that, but I can't feasibly write all day, so I'm also going to spend a lot of it reading, I think. And yeah, I thought I'd take you on the journey with me. I don't really have a very strict TBR for this little 24-hour period. I'm hopefully going to spend quite a lot of time writing, so I'm not going to set my ambitions too high, but I will tell you what I'm probably going to get to. So I'm currently reading 2 books at the moment. The first of those is The Divine Comedy by Dante. I'm not very far through this. I'm on Canto 16 of the Inferno, so I'm this far through. I'm on page 70 of this at the moment, so hopefully I'll be able to get a good chunk of this, maybe finish the Inferno. And then I'm also reading Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth. I'm not very far through this either. I'm on page 88. And I am absolutely loving this so far. This is, if you don't know, this is quite a popular book at the moment. This is about a library in hell where all unwritten works of fiction go to, or just unwritten books in general. And it's about our head librarian Claire and a couple of her helpers going on this quest to find a book that has woken up and gone missing into the real world. And on this mission, they encounter a angel who's on a mission to find the Devil's Bible, and it's really good so far. I'm not very far through, but I have really high hopes for this. I think it's going to be something that I really, really love. I've heard glowing reviews from some people who I really trust, so I'm excited to delve more into this. So yeah, I don't plan to finish both of these, but if I do, some things on my TBR that I might start next are The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins, which is a non-fiction about Christianity and how, in Dawkins' opinion, it's kind of dumb. I might also start Middle Game by Shauna Maguire if I'm in the mood for that, which is kind of I don't really know what it's about. It's like a spooky, atmospheric, sort of almost fantasy sort of thing, I gather. And then the other thing I might start is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, which I also am not too sure. It's an urban fantasy about the personifications of different cities in the US, I think, anyway, that's what I've heard. But I'm excited about all of those, so I don't know, I've got options. I'm definitely not going to finish all of them. I won't even finish these 2, to be honest. The priority is going to be on writing. I'll also talk about a bit about what I'm going to be writing, just in case you cared. I'm currently working on a fanfiction, a Drarry fanfiction, because I'm trash, called Be My Wing, which I'm publishing 1 chapter of every single Sunday over on Wattpad, so I'll link my Wattpad account down below if you want to read some of my stuff. And before I started publishing it, I wrote quite a lot of it, so I would be able to update consistently, but I'm catching up with myself, so I need to get back on that and start backing up my backlog of chapters. And I'm also working on a personal project, which I'm not going to reveal too much about yet, because it's all I want to be mysterious and hush-hush. It's the first book in a fantasy trilogy, probably. It's a high fantasy, and it's got a non-binary main character, and because I don't think I've ever read a fantasy with a non-binary main character. Yeah, basically that's all I have to say for this little intro. I will hopefully see you at 12 if I manage to wake up in time. Yeah, see you then. Sorry about the bad lighting and the whispering. Everyone else is asleep, but it's almost 12. I am awake. I woke up. I'm kinda tired, but I'm pushing through. And not smart enough to comprehend Dante, so I'm gonna start with reading some Library of the Unwritten. And yeah, I'm excited to keep going with this. I'm really enjoying it. See how much of this I can get done. It's about 1 o'clock now. I'm downstairs with Pepper. I am 122 pages into Library of the Unwritten, and I'm still really enjoying it. I love this book so much. The concept is so cool, and I'm so like invested in the plot line, and I love all the characters and everything, and the writing is really great. I love it. Like, I'm just loving everything about this book so far. Basically, it's truly top notch. I think I'm really excited to keep going. I just read a really cool bit of this book where they had like a librarian duel. It was really cool. The librarians do this duel where they like quote ancient writers at each other, and the words become like weapons, and then they combat them by like saying who wrote the word, like who wrote the quote. I'm a bit delirious, it's 2 a.m. and it was just so cool. But it was, yeah, that's fun. I love that. The dog just had a fit. Yeah, there's so many like cool concepts in this book. Like, even though it's mostly focused on heaven and hell, they're in Valhalla right now, which is the Norse afterlife for warriors, and it's just, yeah, there's just some really cool concepts in here. I'm a big fan of this. The fact that there are like different wings of the libraries in all the different afterlives, and there's like one, obviously the unwritten wing, but there's also stuff like for books that have been like lost to time and stuff like that. It's just a really cool concept. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I really like the characters. Like, I'm pretty attached to them already, especially Leto. I love him. And I have a thing for Hero as well. They're just, yeah, the characters are just really cool in here. Yeah, I'm having a good time with this. I'm reading it really slowly because I want to like savor every word. So probably not the best one to read during a readathon, but I'm having a good time. So it's 2 o'clock now, and I've decided to move on to writing. I'm gonna do a time lapse because I always love writing time lapses. I think I'm gonna start with my personal project, not the fanfiction. So I'm currently writing chapter 2. I'm very far with this project. I'm on 1096 words, so we'll see how much I get done in this session. Okay, time lapse, go. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to write for now. I'm now on 2,263 words, so I wrote, well, I can't remember what the first thing was. I should have written it down, over 1,000, I think, which is okay. I think, I don't really know how fast people write, but I'm happy with what I've got. Okay, but I'm getting tired. So I'm gonna go back to reading, I think. It's just gone 4. I'm on page 200, so about halfway almost. And I'm still really enjoying it. I really love the characters in this. I think my favourite is Leto. He's like a teenager, kind of a demon, kind of a human. And there's this little bit where Claire, the main character, is like, one of my companions are going back to the library. And Leto's like, oh my god, no, please, you need me, I promise. And she's like, not you, bro. And it's really sweet. He's just such a, like, an innocent, great guy. I'm a big fan of him. And also it's really funny. Like, I've laughed out loud a couple of times. A lot of the characters are very like sarcastic. Like, Hero is really funny. The relationship between Claire and Hero is hilarious. Hero is one of the books that have woken up. It's just a really good time. I love the like mythology references. and religious references and stuff like that. I really like it. I like how it's plot and character driven at once. Most books are one or the other, but this is definitely both, and I really like that. Yes, I'm just having a good time. I'm gonna go upstairs and grab the Divine Comedy and switch over to that. It's about 5:30 right now. I am here in the Divine Comedy. I'm on Canto 26. I'm going to go back to writing. Oh. So stupid. Can you tell I'm a bit delirious? This time I think I'm going to work on Be My Wings. Because as I said, I'm catching up with myself and I need to replenish my backlog of stuff. So I'm gonna do that for the next period of time. See how that goes. So I kind of lied, I didn't write any of Be My Wings, I literally like a paragraph. Instead I started writing more of that personal project just because I'm in the mood for it. And I wrote a couple hundred words of that. I'm on like 3,000 and something or other, and now I'm hungry, so I'm going to make myself some Weetabix, as you do. Not that this is like very interesting or a tutorial. But yeah, after I do this, I'm going to read some more of the Divine Comedy by Dante. I feel like I haven't talked much about it, but that's only because it's obviously like a huge, like important classic that I don't really have anything to say about. The only thing I want to remark on it is just the fact that I can't not think of it as like self-insert fanfiction. If you somehow don't know, it's basically just Dante going on adventures through hell, purgatory and heaven with his #1 bud, Virgil, who wrote the Aeneid, who's like a massive poet. And it's just literally him. The way that he describes Virgil at some points is just so funny. Like, he calls him like an ocean of wisdom. And there's points where Virgil just like picks him up and carries him to safety. It's just so funny. Literally just feels like well-written fanfiction. Well, that might be just because I've heard it described as that, so now I can't stop thinking of it like that. Just think that's really funny. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's obviously like a fun time, and it's interesting to hear what it sounds like. And some of the people who we think should be in hell is just really funny. Like, the resentment he has towards like all Greek heroes is just hilarious. It's a fun time. So yes, that's basically what I have to say. I'm going to eat my Weetabix. I was going to make toast, but I have no bread. I can't be bothered to defrost them. So I'm having Weetabix instead, and then I'm going to read, and then we'll see what happens. The sun is now risen, by the way, as you saw. I don't know whether I said that at the beginning of this clip. But yeah, it's light out now, and we can be alive. Cool. It's 7:30. I'm officially tired. I'm going to push through though. I'm switching from Dante because my brain isn't computing it to more of the Library of the Unwritten, and hopefully it will wake me up. Okay, it's currently 9 o'clock. I am this far through. I'm over halfway now. I'm on page 240. Jess came down and distracted the hell out of me. We were doing something stupid and I got really tired, so I was like in a bit of a mess. But I have my coffee and I've got my book. And I've moved rooms. Jess is in there. So I'm going to wake up and read. I'm really enjoying it more. A plot twist just happened that I was not expecting at all. So, oh, I'm a big fan of this. I'm going to stop distracting myself and get reading. Oh, listen to this. You can care and still cause harm. Caring for someone else is the worst kind of weapon in my experience. It allows you to do things you never thought you could do, things you never thought you would do, all for the love of someone else. The writing is top notch.
I actually can't remember the last time I read a book where it had the term pansexual actually on page. Pretty good going. It's about 11:20 now.
I got a little bit distracted. Jess was watching TikTok and the sounds were making me jealous, so I hopped on and just watched just a couple. It's fine. I'm on page 306, chapter 31. This is getting really good, like plot twists are happening, people are betraying people, it's all nice and juicy, but I don't want it to go too quickly. I think what I'm going to do now, though, as I feel like awake again, is go back to writing. I'm going to go downstairs and write some more, probably of the personal project. I'm calling it the Nico project because Nico is the name of the main character, and I don't have a title yet, so it's a Nico project for now. I think I'm going to work some more on that because I like it. So yeah, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And then after I do that, I'm going to read some more of the Divine Comedy because I want to get through more of this today than I have yet. So that's the plan. I'll probably have lunch sometime soon. That's the plan. Talk to you soon. So it's 12 o'clock now. I finally decided to get ready for the day, which is, you know, better late than never. And all the writing down in notes that you saw during that last time lapse of me writing was having a revolution plot-wise, so that's great. I've had a good time. I'm now on 4,075 words, so I think if I'm right, that's about 3,000 words I've written today, which is, you know, pretty good going. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay, done. That was easy. Okay, bye. It's almost 3 o'clock. I'm so tired. But I finished the Inferno, so I'm here overall. I think what I'm going to do now is stop with this for today. I only really wanted to finish the Inferno, which I've done, so bye. I really enjoyed the Inferno. It was a wacky adventure, lots of fun, basically what I expected. I had a very good time. The plan for the rest of the day is to maybe finish this. It's only 3 now, so I have 9 hours left, so I can definitely do this. Just depends how much time I want to spend reading versus writing. I think I'm going to move on to the Library of the Unwritten right now. I am going to get something with caffeine in it though, because I'm definitely crashing and really need a good old pick-me-up. So I'm going to go do that, read some more of the Library of the Unwritten, and update you sometime in the future. So it's about 5:15 now, and I just finished The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth. Yay! I think I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I literally loved it so much. The only reason it's not quite a 5 is because I wasn't as invested as I could have been. But I can't figure out in my head how this book could have invested me more. It's just that I wasn't. That made no sense, but I hope you understand what I mean. But basically I loved everything else about this book. The plot and the characters were both great. The concept was probably the best part. It was just so interesting and well thought out and well formulated and well executed as well. This book was totally great. I stand by pretty much everything I've said previously. I'm not going to ramble on for too long because I've been talking about this book all day. I don't think I fancy reading any more of the Divine Comedy today. But I do want to start something else. Okay, I think I'm going to start The City We Became by Annie K. Jemisin. From what I know, this is about a group of personifications of cities, I think. And that's literally all I know, and I'm very excited about it. I don't really know why, I've just heard great reviews of this. Yeah, and I just love the cover. I think it's so cool. I'm definitely not going to read all of this for the rest of the day. Like, you won't see me finish this. But hopefully I'll get a fair amount done. I still do want to write some more, so this is in no way a priority. I think what I'm going to do now is go downstairs and do some more writing. I'm still more in the mood for the Nico project than Be My Wing, so I'm going to write some more of that. I don't know how much. We'll just see. I'll write until I'm not inspired anymore, and then I will come back and start The City We Became. Okay, that's the plan. Okay, quick update. It's now 7:45. I just had dinner. I'm currently reading The City We Became by N. K. Jemisin, as I said. I'm only like 30 pages in, but I'm loving this so far. Even more than I thought I would. I don't know. You're not entirely sure what's real and what's not, especially in the intro. The intro is very confusing, but in a great way. It's just so intriguing and so interesting, and I think there's going to be 6 different people that are all representations of different parts of New York. Really hard to explain, but I'm loving it so far. I'm obviously not that far through, so that could very well change, but so far I'm a big fan. Also, I have a package in the mail. This, I don't know what this is, because every so often I get a member of my family to scroll through my Amazon wishlist and pick me out a book. By paying for it with my money, I'm not asking them to pay for it, buy me gifts all the time, but I just don't know what it is, so it feels like a gift, and then it feels special. So I don't know what this is, and I'm very excited about it. It feels kind of thin. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm very excited about this. Okay, this one was picked out for me by my mum. She picked out If Not Winter, Fragments of Sappho by Anne Carson. Oh, I'm excited about this. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, if you don't know, Sappho was an ancient Greek poet, like one of the most famous lesbians in history. Not all of Sappho's poems still exist. Most of them have been lost, and most of the ones we have are only fragments of them. So in this book, on every left-hand page is part of a poem or a fragment of a poem, and then on every right-hand page is the English translation of them, and it looks so cool, and I am so excited to read this. It shouldn't take me too long, because on some pages there's literally just like a couple of words, but I'm so excited to read this. Right, but not now. Shush. To be honest, I'll probably end up reading it by the end of the month, so you'll probably hear about it in my wrap-up, but not in this vlog. In this vlog, I'm going to keep reading The City We Became. I'm going to read as much as I can before 12 tonight, because that's when the readathon ends. Wait, look, it's 12. Oh, I can finally go to sleep. I'm so tired. Good night. Okay, so it's now the next day. The readathon / writeathon is over. I'm here to wrap it up. I literally had such a great time. This one was so much fun. I liked that I had the break of writing. I feel like I spent a good proportion of time writing and reading. So let's talk about what I read. Okay, so the first thing I read was a couple of pages of Dante's Divine Comedy, specifically Dante's Inferno. I read 90 pages of this. The next thing I read was I finished The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth. I read 352 pages of this and really, really enjoyed it. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. As you saw. So the last thing I read was 139 pages of The City We Became. This is the dust jacket. Here's the book. I'm here. And I absolutely am loving this. Honestly, it might be a 5-star, I don't know. But I'm having such a good time. The concept is so cool. I feel like I didn't explain it very well. This book is about 5 people who represent each borough of New York, and then one other person who is New York City as a whole, and they're kind of trying to find each other, learning about what that means and all that good stuff. And there's this like creepy tentacle villain. It's very, very cool, and I'm really enjoying it. I really like all the characters so far. I'm a big fan. It's third-person perspective, but following multiple people. So it feels like a multiple perspective, even though it's not really. It's a really good time. I'm loving this one so far. I really hope I continue to love it, but Guess you'll find out in my wrap up. That means in total I read 580 pages, which is not a lot compared to what I normally read, but I also wrote a lot. I wrote 3,803 pages, which is quite a lot for a day, I think. That's more than I would definitely normally write in a day. Normally I would write like 100 words a day. So yeah, I feel like I did pretty well. I'm proud of myself. That's all from me. I really hope you had a good time watching this vlog as I had a good time making it. Apart from that, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a great day. Bye.